Hello, welcome to Australia. I am going to be doing a travel chat hack where I'm going to be doing my makeup and telling you all the things that we have been doing while we've been traveling in Australia. So I always start off with doing my makeup by putting primer on my face. It just helps my makeup stick better because I have really oily skin. So I just put it mostly in my T-zone area just so it helps minimize and control that oil throughout the day. And I will also be using only my mascara clutch palette with just my customized colors. And that's all I use while I travel, just all at my fingertips. So we have been in Australia. We have been here for 2 weeks, and this is our first stop on our traveling around the world journey. We are now full-time travelers, and we have survived our first location. We left New Zealand with 4 suitcases and 7 backpacks, and that's it. We sold everything else, or a few other suitcases are in the United States with some of our favorite things, but other than that, that's all we have, and that's all that we have needed so far. We first stopped in Brisbane, and that was just like any other city. It was cute. It was we stayed in a little airBNB, kind of a batch home outside of Brisbane, in Clontarf area, and it was just a nice way to start transitioning into this whole traveling thing. It was just a small home, nice and humble, clean, just perfect what we needed, and we just drove into the city for our activities. Some of the things that we did, we went into South Bank area, which is the downtown Brisbane area, which we really loved because they have like a free ferry ride that you can take around the harbor there, and then they also have a free swimming pool that has like a beach front with sand and nice warm water. Really family friendly, really fun area. We really loved that area because everything was free, everything was clean, everything was family friendly. It just was nice, fun, cheerful atmosphere. We did that for my daughter's birthday because she loves to swim, and so we made sure she felt extra special on that day. One of the other things that we were really looking forward to being in Australia was seeing kangaroos and petting them and feeding them and other cool animals. So the kids got tickets to the wildlife, Lone Pine Koala Wildlife Sanctuary, and we got that for Christmas. So we took a day and spent it at that sanctuary, and it was so fun because we got to see the cute koalas. Are really up close and personal. It's not like they're not behind cages. They're really close to you. And then we got to pet a koala, and then we got to feed kangaroos and wallabies, and we got to pet them too. And we saw a few of the other animals that are common here in Australia. So that was really fun to see them up close and personal. It was definitely one of the highlights. Our kids love animals, absolutely love animals. So even though the Brisbane area, the Gold Coast area, is more famous for the amusement parks and stuff, our kids would so much rather be at an animal place. So that was fun to see those things that are popular to Australia, the animals, and see how they are. There's lots of mosquitoes around here. I'm outside. We were in Brisbane for the first week, and now we are in the Cairns area, which is but we're really in Mission Beach area, and we are in a rainforest. All around me, you can hear bugs chirping, you can hear frogs ribbiting, and other types of animals and creatures. It's because we're in a rainforest, and it has been really cool. So Brisbane was awesome. It was just a nice slow start to our travels. Perfect, everything that we needed. Definitely our highlights were seeing the kangaroos and the wallabies and the koalas. That was just really fun to see. And then also the South Bank area, and we also did go to a nice little creek beach that was nice and safe, and we got to see some eagle rays, like stingrays out in the ocean, and it was just a nice, lovely time. Now we are in the Cairns area, and it's totally different area, but we love it. I mean, it is just so beautiful. You just feel like you're on a tropical island. It's nice and humid and hot. We loved living in New Zealand, really loved it, but we were kind of tired of being cold. We felt like we never were super warm. So as soon as we landed in Australia, we felt warm. And especially in the Cairns area, we feel hot, and it feels so good. We just really, really love it. So this area, we are living in an airBNB for a week in a treehouse. It's a 3-story treehouse in the forest, like in a neighborhood. It's not like we're secluded in this crazy area, but and it has this awesome pool in the backyard. So the kids have really, really loved being in the backyard, playing in the pool, just being surrounded by the beautiful wildlife that you have in Australia. The really sad thing, though, is that we were here for a couple days, loving it. We went on a hike, looked for some cool things, had kind of a nice slow start to our trip, and then all of a sudden, one night, it like hit us hard and fast. We got the tummy bug, 4 out of 6 of us, all in one night. So we were down for a couple of days, just feeling gross and weak and tired, and tummy hurts. So that was not fun. But now we're all doing better, and it's moved on, and so we've been able to pick up back where we left off and have been exploring other things. So like I said, my kids love animals. Like, they will watch an animal show on the TV over a cartoon any day. They love learning about different animals. So being in Australia, there are tons and tons of animals here, but a lot of them are like deadly and poisonous and scary. So, you know, they love animals, and so they want to learn about them and see them, but I want to see them like in a safe distance. Like a zoo is good for me, but they want to see a lot of them in the wild. So we have been able to go on a couple like trails and hikes and drives looking for some of the animals in this area. There are crocodiles, and there are cassowaries, which are the planet's deadliest animals, or planet's deadliest bird, because it has it's like a huge ostrich, and has like this rainbow neck, and it has a spike on its foot, and so it can kick you to death if it feels like it's threatened. So it's funny because like they have all these deadly animals, and here we are seeking them out. So we're a little bit crazy, but we've all done it in a very cautious and careful manner. We've stayed to trails or in our car, or been very careful. But we went on a hike one night looking for some cassowaries in an area, and then also some snakes. But we stayed to the trail. We didn't really see anything. We did see one snake. Just saw some cool bugs, some cool frogs. But I guess it's just fun, just with the suspense of trying to find one. I always put eyeshadow primer on my eyelids too. So that's been fun. So we also tried to look for crocodiles. We also went on like drives around the river and stopped at the bridges and tried to see them from our car, but no luck. And then we asked someone at church where a good place was to find crocodiles, and they told us this trail to go on. And it was a little bit scary. It took you right along the swampy area. So I guess if we came across like an aggressive crocodile, it could have launched at us, but they're slow, and we wouldn't have snuck up on it or anything. But we were very careful, stayed to the trail, were really patient, sat and waited, but we didn't ever see anything. So that was like on the kids' bucket list, was to see a crocodile in the wild. So after trying without success on our own, we decided to take a tour because it was just worth the money and the time to go pay to see a crocodile. So we actually contacted a company in the area, and we were able to go for free because we did some photography and social media and blog posts for them. So it turned out really well. But we went on this 4-hour tour in the evening on this river surrounded by mangroves, looking for crocodiles. And in this river there are crocodiles that are like up to 15 I think 15 yards long, I think, if that's right, and this sounds like huge. We didn't see any that big, but we did see 2 enter the water that were like tiny ones, like youth size. Not when I say tiny, like they're still pretty large, but tiny in comparison to the huge mongo ones. And then we stopped at a place and watched the sunset, had some refreshments, then got back on the boat, and it was dark at that point, so we had spotlights and took turns using the spotlights to survey like the water and the bank area, and you had to keep your eye out for bright orange star-like shapes, and that would have been the crocodile eyes. And we were looking for quite a long time, and then all of a sudden Cody had a spotlight and he spotted one. So the guy steered the boat over to the bank of the river, and sure enough there was like a little smaller croc on the bank of the river just chilling, and we got to sit there for a few minutes just watching this crocodile. So that was really cool that we were able to see a crocodile out in the wild. That was a really cool highlight. Also, unfortunately, it was on our list to go to the Great Barrier Reef while we're here. We had a tour booked and everything. It was part of our Christmas money. We were going to go snorkel in the Great Barrier Reef, like a huge, awesome thing to do. But because we were still not feeling very well after having the stomach flu, only Cody and Ethan went. But I'm glad that they went because Ethan is our absolute animal lover. So that was his dream to go snorkel the Great Barrier Reef. But Cody was able to see a shark, and they got to see a huge loggerhead turtle and starfish and sea snakes and lots of other cool things. So we got to enjoy their footage, and I'm glad that they got to go there. But unfortunately we weren't able to, but we'll do some other snorkeling adventures when we're in other places, so it's fine. Also, on our world travels, one of our things that we're challenging ourselves to do is to do service everywhere we go. So in Brisbane, we went to church and we asked the missionaries there if there was anyone in the area who needed service. So they found a lady who was a single lady and who needed some yard work done. So we just weeded her flower beds and just took time one afternoon to do that. And it was a really great opportunity because it allowed us to get to know her on a different level, and get to know the culture from a different point of view. Just sit and talk with her as we were working and get to know like the true Australian culture. We loved it. The kids were really good too. They didn't complain. They worked hard. They loved finding the skinks that were in the weeds. It was really cool. And in the Cairns area, we were trying to set up a service project too, and we were going to clean the church building here, but then we got sick, and then the leader of the church forgot to leave the keys out for us to use before he left town, so it just didn't work out. That's okay because we tried, and I feel like our service that week was just, I guess, mending everyone back to health. So sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't, and that's what you have to get used to when you're traveling full time. You just have to get used to things happening and not happening the way that they should. So definitely had to learn how to go with the flow more, which is not not easy for me, but the more you do it, then I guess the easier it becomes, and I guess it just becomes normal to expect the unexpected. So we today is our last day here in the Cairns area, and then we will be going to Bali tonight, and then we'll be there for a couple weeks. So we have really, really loved Australia. We feel like we've only seen a tiny, tiny portion of what Australia is. We've only seen a little bit of a city, and then we've seen the rainforest, and so we have totally missed the more of the coastal parts and the outback. Oh, we would love to see come back and see like have a true Australian outback experience. That would be really amazing. But just another thing to do another day. But we have loved seeing the cool wallabies. I mean, there are fields of wallabies at night, just full of these little creatures chomping on the grass. Just, they look like they're having like a little wallaby meeting. It's really funny. Love it. They're like little small kangaroos. Super cute. That's been really fun to see. Unfortunately, we didn't see any cassowaries, but we still are here for a day, so I guess it's not too late. But we just have loved the small town feel of this area. It's like a countryside, but you're in the rainforest. It's beautiful. I mean, New Zealand was green, but here is green too. It's almost like a fluorescent green because it's rainforest, and it's just it's just gorgeous. Bright blue skies, white puffy clouds in them, green all around you. It just, we really could live here. If we needed to live here, we would live here in a heartbeat. It's just a beautiful, friendly, happy place. So I am done getting ready for the day, and that is my travel chat hack for Australia. But I will do the same thing when we're in Bali, and the same thing when we're in Thailand and in KL and all around the world. So I hope you look forward to hearing all about our travel adventures as we travel the world. See you later.